It would be great to have someone who could do our work for us, right? Someone to prevent us from making mistakes. Someone to assist with our routine professionally and allow us to devote our time to communicating with our closest people. If only we could get results without wasting our time for nothing. Unfortunately, it's impossible in real life. But wait, Light Forex Social Trading. Spend your time doing what really matters to you.
Hi guys, how are you doing? 3:15 p.m. CET, 15 minutes towards the US Cash Open. Piotr here, this is Light Forex Global YouTube channel, and we are about to cover plenty of things. Very busy afternoon. As you can see in the chat window, right after the New York Open, we got the ADP, which was much weaker. And now, guys, well, I told you yesterday it's gonna be weaker, right? So you got that news, well, I don't know, like 18 hours before it happened. Just go back and check yesterday summary of the day. I've been talking about my expectations towards the non-farm payrolls, and that market may treat the ADP as the actual Friday number, right? Trump is active on the media. Plenty of different comments. We will go through that as well. Just don't get me wrong, guys. I think ISM today might be the key. Might be the key. If there is a no huge disappointment, probably we got the chance, at least for the first part of the session, for the risk on. All right. And you know, because ISM is not gonna disappoint, so positive comments about the China, of course, it's a fake news. We are going to cover Bank of Canada as well at 4, and then we will check what is going on the oil market. EEA, but OPEC meeting is much more important. I'm sitting short half euro dollar, looking to add half. I'm looking to sell euro JPY, but all of this after the risk warning, guys. So hello MHB, how are you doing? Good evening for you, good afternoon for me. So guys, risk warning, please bear in mind, trading effects and margin carries a high level of risk, may not be suitable for investors who can sustain a loss of some or all initial investment. So please do not invest the money you cannot afford to lose. Seek education, gain experience before risking real money. However, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Alright, so let's switch finally to the chart. Boom, yes, that's what we have. As you can see, I'm sitting euro dollar short. This time it's from the little different perspective. It's not based on the intraday trading approach. It's something based on the higher time frame, and my expectations are also a little bit higher, right? The thing is that I want to see upper shadow towards the end of the day. So even if I'm not gonna be stopped out, right, but we are going to close above that upper shadows from the few previous days, I'm gonna to cut the trade, right? So let's say we are going to get the close like this and I'm still in the market, I'm gonna cut that trade. Okay, so just for you to be aware of what my expectations are. Been trying pound, just tiny few pips loss based on the 3080 we discussed, right? Not interested right now unless some strange price action, right? So I'm not interested in cable, but I'm very interested in the Euro JPY, so I'm going to do the that way. I'm waiting with 2 sell orders on the Euro JPY. I'm very interested with Aussie dollar as well, so I'm going to leave it as it is. Oil we are going to watch later, so what I'm gonna to do, I'm gonna to do that way, all right? Gold, I'm also interested, but after the retest of 1468, as we discussed this morning, I'm very interested with dollar yen, but higher. Also, we discussed this between 108.90, 109.05, all right, somewhere there, right? Of course, closer to the within the next 40 minutes, closer to the Canadian central bank rate decision, I'm gonna be very interested in Canadian dollar from the trade the news perspective, right? I'm just, you know, I don't wanna stay longer with the Canadian dollar than I have to ahead of the OPEC meeting, and where everything is possible with the oil, right? So it's gonna be, I'm going to try to react to the statement and the market reaction to the statement and rate decision, all right? But as of now, that's I have to have this Chinese yuan here, because I think, and what we discussed this morning, that could be the key, all right? The Chinese yuan. It's gonna to tell us the story how real the fake news is. I'm sorry, guys. You know, when you are getting such an important news, when the indices are testing neckline, right, are on the verge of the crash, and you are suddenly getting this type of the news, well, you know what is going on. The even funnier thing is that few minutes before that happened, we were discussing indices that we are at the place where we might see the bounce. Right, unfortunately, the bounce was so strong, I was not able to. I was not able to participate in that one. And yeah, unfortunately, we were talking about DAX, right, long possibility, but we haven't seen the pullback we expected, right? So we have 8 minutes towards the US cash open, and from the S&P perspective, I've got few levels. This dotted line over here, it's yesterday open, right? And we were discussing this. There was a sell-off. That's what we discussed also on DAX this morning, right? So it's some kind of the flag formation. I've got some nice supply levels based on that late Monday and half of the day yesterday consolidation. So inside that I have some supply levels, but again, guys, if ISM will not disappoint, all right, then the market will try to go to the upside based on this fake news, and in that case, I'm going to watch for the short opportunity around 3,140 on S&P 500. Okay, so just guys, you know, the great scenario would be that we are breaking out from that. We are breaking out from that consolidation, all right, to the upside, and we are hitting these levels, and we are getting ISM under 50, right? We'll see. Today was the GBP day. Unfortunately, I've been looking for completely opposite direction based on what we discussed this morning. And to be honest with you, well, maybe not with dollar, but for example with yen or with Swiss franc, it's the market is trying to price in the UK election, right? So some more fireworks on the cable overall on the pound possible. So, you know, short term depends where we are going to get the close today, right? If we are going to get the close above 30.80, then some kind of the pullbacks yesterday, well, that might be the opportunity to try to jump short term to the long side, right? overall, well, I'm still quite negative on pound at that levels, right? But if we are going to get close above 130.80, overall close above 130 is gonna be positive, right? But in that case, 2 daily close in a row, that would be something, right? So the levels around 130, 129.80 in case of the pullback, right? So 5 minutes, and let's have a look where we are and what we might see. Again, going to monitor first 5-minute trading range on S&P, then monitor PMI, and then gonna be the challenge, because we have at the same time Bank of Canada and we have ISM. You know what, guys, that might be not bad idea. Here where we have a cable, let's place USD CAD and let's have a look what we have here. There's still some levels to the upside to be taken out. To the downside, on the daily, somewhere here. And then again here. Let's switch lower. So there's some kind of the consolidation going on here. Well, because of where we are right now, right guys? Because of where we are right now, what I would like to see on the Canadian, what I would like to see attempt to break, maybe hitting some stops, right? Maybe even hitting them 32, 36. With strong reversal, right? If we were here 33.30, I would like to see stop hand and rejection, right? You know what I'm talking about. You know, I will try to react, but based on the current market place where we are, then that could be the eventually, if that's the consolidation, we are going to break to the downside with the positive Canadian news, so that might be the selling level eventually, right? Well, we'll see. That's gonna be a little bit challenging because I'm negative about the Canadian dollar. Anyway, let's switch to the hourly, and that's where we are. Okay, go lower ahead of the Bank of Canada rate decision. That's not a bad idea. Okay. Go and grab a bottle of water, guys. So, US cash market is open. Let's have a look what we have from the first 5-minute trading perspective. That's the open. That's the first 5 minute, at least for now, first 5 minute high, and for now, first 5 minute low. I want to see some kind of the volatility, right? Sound gone because I went to grab the bottle of water. And, you know, if there is nothing to talk about from my perspective, then sometimes I'm gonna mute microphone. So no worries, MHB. But thank you very much, because sometimes it could be the technical issue. So that, on that hand, from that perspective, thanks a lot. All right, so they're trying. Well, at least pre-market consolidation, so we have some stops below that low probably. So that's what might be in market interest ahead of the ISM. That's how I see the things for now. Well, they're trying to speed up. Third minute, but it's still 103. That's still 3 points. It's 0.1. Nothing extraordinary yet. So what we have, guys, for now, let's get back to a little bit higher time frame. So this dotted line, right? This dotted line is yesterday cash open. Tuesday, right? Then this is a Monday cash open and weekly cash open, right? And right under we have some supply we discussed earlier today, okay? So the things are gonna be very interesting. Well, what we do right now, and I'm not gonna be surprised to see them trying to go even higher to hit that stop. So it might be that we just going to 31.10, right, and done. We'll see. We will see. Again, dollar Chinese yuan is gonna tell us the story. If not now, then later during the US session. So have it somewhere in the background, guys. You have to have it. Half an hour earlier, there was also this type of the news from the French finance minister. Also, Trump, as I mentioned, was active earlier. I thought that the deal with China is tougher. Oh, dear president. So, if we are going to have a chance to talk, let's say 10 years later from now, well, that's gonna be funny, right? Because if someone is gonna to try to tell you how the, you know, candles are drawing on the chart, right? Then, guys, we can always stand up and say, no. 10 years back, it was President Trump who was drawing that candles. Oh my gosh. All right, we are getting closer to first PMI. So what's the expectations? Final services PMI 51.6, previous 51.6. And we have a little bit stronger dollar, and we have overall positive tone. So S&P is trying. So that was the open 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have this breakout. We are testing the supply we discussed. I'm going to try to check what it's all about. Oh yeah, President Trump cancels the NATO summit press conference. Maybe that's the reason. MHB, no. He already been using that month ago or 2 months ago when we discussed a few times this stuff. And it's gonna be towards the November 2020. So he started his, re-election campaign well in advance. Jeez. Anyway, guys, don't forget, very tiny exposure. If you haven't seen, I strongly encourage you to visit archive section and watch first 3 educational videos. Being outside over the weekend, I made another one, checking with Light Forex guys if we can upload. It's something similar to yesterday daily summary, right? So not boring PDF, not boring stuff, but just me talking. Well, that was the first type of the recording, this type of the recording. So maybe it's not a perfect, but well, I will try to ask Light Forex guys to upload it either towards the end of the week or maybe over the weekend. It's about in my opinion 3 most common mistakes when we are trading and what kind of the risk we might face, right? So it's risk related a bit. Maybe not a bit, it is risk related, because when you are making mistakes, you are facing the risk. Not here yet. Not here yet. Stops are going to be above this high, so for the first half it's gonna be 20. For the second half it's gonna be 10, so it's gonna be like 15 pips stop for the whole if both are triggered. And I do understand the risk that if ISM is good, we might see sky high, right? Algo are waiting already. Just like, you know, left, right, left, right, left, right, stepping in place, waiting for the data. Jeez, I've got quite good sense of humor today. Okay, so be careful, because you are right ahead of the data. So let's wait 3 more minutes. So the sound, I'm going to mute my microphone for 2 minutes, guys, all right? So not going to be the sound for 3 minutes. One of the reason market is laughing a lot, because one of the reason explanation why Trump exits NATO earlier is the video which made the round on Twitter earlier today, when when everyone was laughing from the laughing on President Trump. So we might see some kind of the dodgy comments from his side. So be careful, guys out there. All right, 20 seconds to go. Don't forget that because of the terms of the use, YouTube terms of the use, the stream is delay a bit. So please check on your side the data. I'm going to try to place on the chat as well as soon as I can. $51.6 as expected. So now, much more important, ISM and Canadian central bank, so Bank of Canada, I'm sorry, rate decision, both within the next 15 minutes, and that's gonna be interesting. So in that case, what we are going to do, we are going to move down this Euro JPY. We are going to make it like this and going to expand this USD cut, right? Well, looks like they're trying to play what we are discussing, some stop count and reversing. I like this one. But I would like to see more post Bank of Canada with strong, so something like this, but post Bank of Canada. This. Okay, S&P is trying again. Okay, Aussie. Strong move to the downside after the weak GDP. And we have retail sales during the next Tokyo session. That's what I've been talking about, guys. That's what I've been talking about yesterday, right? I did expect weaker Australian dollar, but I've mentioned that if we are going to see a little bit higher levels. Also, it was middle of the night for me, so I was not able to trade that one. But at least the market reading was correct, right? So that's what we're trying to do here. So S&P is testing the first possible supply here. Based on those three lines, I would choose the second, but that's just the 3 points eventually. So if that's the first, because now we can discuss this because it's a cash market. So it's nothing about the pre-market. So if that's the key, and we're going higher, so wow, maybe even the third one. So we still have like 10 minutes to go, right? So waiting patiently. Okay, we have like 5 minutes to go, guys. So we are approaching the second line on S&P. No, let's do that opposite way. Let's replace like this so we can make it smaller. It's too important from the perspective of ISM and the yen crosses. So let's do this that way, and let's make it smaller like euro dollar, and let's have this euro JPY like this. It's too important, right? And okay, Chinese yuan is going to survive for 5 minutes, so let's have those three important instruments, and then dollar yen. Dollar yen may spike higher, waiting for that. Whoa, nicely recovered. So retest of 70 and 60 for me from the Canadian dollar perspective to watch. I'm not gonna trade immediately, right? You know me, guys. Three minutes to go. If we are going to close, I mean, if we are going to get few seconds, 5 seconds before the top of the hour, right, or 3 seconds before the top of the hour, if we are still going to be above, right here, above here, I might jump in with the tiny exposure and eventually reload or add at 70. Looks like they trying. If you remember, there was a similar situation with the Canadian previous week. I've been doing this stuff. But if it's going to be like this, going lower, right, I'm not in. Okay, so right now I'm not interested in that one anymore, yeah. So it's getting a little bit busier. Whoa, the spread is a little bit higher. And that was the good idea, trying not to be in here. Let's have a look what we are going to get. Okay. Where we are from the Canadian bank perspective, unchanged. So the statement, the algo is going through the statement, and looks like algo like the statement. Looks like algo like the statement. So we are waiting for 32, 36. Well, let's have a look. It might be more related to what is going down, what is going on overall with dollar, right? after the what? After the ISM. 53.9, 54.5 expectations, last 54.7. So that's this one, and that's Bank of Canada. So, whoa, 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 whoa. The one here been filled. The one here been filled as well. So, well, I'm done with the positions. Just, you know, don't want to be. I may decide to go with Aussie. Thinking of going short this S&P here, but thinking where to place the stop, because that's one here is a. I'm going to add. I'm going to sell something here. 21, and well, the stock is gonna be too high. Sure, not good. We might try to test this gap over here. So what I'm gonna to do probably, well, it might be that we are doing the same in size move to the upside, right? That could be the case here. Jeez. Okay. As of now, I'm gonna to sell around 25. My stop is going to be above 35. Dollar yen is crazy. But one of the reasons dollar yen is crazy because they have to make this type of the move at least, right? Well, looks like I missed Aussie, guys. Looks like I missed Aussie. Crazy things are going on right now. I'm getting 6 pips on this lower euro dollar. I'm staying only with this higher euro dollar because of the euro JPY exposure. And here you go, you've got the full Bank of Canada press release. Okay, let's have a look if we have some kind of the moves around this third line. All right, in the meantime, guys, one short break here because of the Christmas coming. Santa is coming, so also there are some gifts coming from the Light Forex, and here you have a link to the website. There are a few stages, so few gifts. Stage 1 is the iPhone 11 Pro Max 256 GB. Stage 2 is the iPad Pro 11. Then there are MacBook Pro 13. There's some prices, $50 each, and the next stage is some prices, $10 each. So guys, you've got the link to the website. Visit the website. In case of more questions, please contact directly Light Forex customer service. They will be able to help you out with your questions. Well, go for it, check what it's all about, and we are going to get back to the market right here, right now. Watching on the second monitor, watching cable, and I know. Within the next 22 minutes we have the official EA, right? And the API yesterday was in favor of oil buyers, right? But I think it's all about the OPEC and what's gonna be the market takeaway. Well, we always discussing that the devil is in details, right? So the first reaction to the ISM was weaker dollar, right? But guys, what is important here, that for example employment was higher, so it's completely disconnected with the ADP we get earlier, right? My stance is that Friday is gonna be weak in non-farm payrolls, right? New orders were higher, 57.1 versus 55.6, and what is more important from the dollar perspective, price paid 58.5 versus 56.6. So that's the thing supporting the dollar right here, right now. Okay, we will see. Aussie is trying to get back on track. So we have probably, it's still 50 minutes, that might be some kind of the high wave reaction on the euro dollar. We'll see. Gold, oh jeez, too many charts today. but I knew it is going to be like this because it's extremely busy. Come on, Ozzy, push it higher. So we hit that block, trying to work out. I like 50% of that block on that lower consolidation here. Waiting, we'll see. That's amazing thing because we have the CAD JPY going higher, so we might have some selling opportunity later on. Yes, I love it. This third line, but if I'm going to sell here, I don't know where to place stop to be in line with risk reward, like, right? I like this third line here. Crap. Maybe something based on the swing high, swing low. Maybe. Oh, well, we will see. So a little bit of the break, guys. Going grab another bottle of water. I'll be back right ahead of the EEA data, right? And if anything I'm gonna to do here on that market, I'm gonna to make it visible on the chart. Muting my microphone right now. At the same time, my mom was calling. Well, I'm going to try to take that opportunity here based on this possible swing high and based on the possible supply, and so I'm going to, it's at 13, so it's quite risky, but my stop is gonna be just this 6 points. Okay. Then I have one more selling order higher, right? Might be tricky today. Okay, so it's time to check where oil is. In that case, oil is erasing all those moves to the downside last Friday, right? So, well, probably we are going to grab few stops to the upside. Again, yesterday API was in favor of the buyers. Well, if we are going to hold above that one pre-sell, if we are going to hold above that, well, could be bullish. So bullish oil might be towards my 60 level again. That would be great. Oh dear Santa, thank you for that possible rally, right? So that might even be related to what? To that trend line. Oh, that's even better. That even better. That would be nice. We'll see, because market may want to try to take the whole consolidations, and we are around the supply level, right? So my dreams about 60, 61 may not come true. Oh, we'll see. And my dream about swing high on S&P may not come true, especially because we are above the what we've seen 2 candles ago. Well, I don't like it here. I might try to cut. It would be like 1.1.5. We'll see. We'll see. Guys, if there is anything particular you want to discuss next time, please leave the comment in the comment section. And if something related to what we do, then definitely we are going to cover it. No worries, guys, about that. 8 minutes, so we are going to see what is going on with the oil market. I'm pushing a little bit higher the second order of the Euro JPY. With what I have here, depends on, of course, if we are going to reach that level, but depends on what's going to happen. If we are going to reach 120.50, with what I have here, I might cover a bit. Waiting for the EA. The Chinese yuan right now, well, that's gonna be interesting from the end of the day perspective, where we are at the end of the day. As a bear, I don't like this price action. I mean, as a bear, when we are talking about the risk, right? Because here the bears are doing well on the Chinese yuan. But I'm a little bit more skewed towards risk off. Looking for this high wave candle to be tested on the 15-minute chart, to be tested the high, maybe a little bit higher, so that might be some kind of the short setup. That's why I decided to cut euro dollar, to move higher the euro JPY, to have a space to try to take the advantage of the other instruments, right? Four minutes to go when we are talking about the EA, but don't forget, guys, that OPEC is gonna be the key here. So I might try to take the advantage if there is some kind of the disappointment, but it's gonna be short-lived only. Waiting. Muting. I'm going to mute microphone. Well, if we can get the close like this, then another rally, some line, well, that's getting better and better right here, right now. In the middle of that consolidation, ahead of the break, that's gonna be like 2R, am I right? My stop is even a little bit too high. Well, anyway, 6, 11, almost 2R. So I might decide to cut here in case we see. Euro dollar is doing well. Thank you, Euro dollar. Euro JPY is doing well. Thank you, Euro JPY. One and a half. Of course, from S&P perspective, would be great to move below that upper shadow over here, so meaning below the first line we have here. We'll see. All right, 15 seconds to go. Especially S&P looks good, or almost. Waiting for the EA data, because you know, with the oil rally, S&P and DJ might rally as well. There you go. Oil higher, but S&P, fortunately, S&P is lower. So some stops were taken out on the oil, guys. No, not. Oh, now the stops are done from that small consolidation. So let's have a look if we can get the close below. Oh, the. I don't, yeah, stops are done. I don't want to see the oil rally while I'm short S&P, right? Whoa. Whoa, quiet bullish. but, hello. Those who knew what is going to happen, I mean, in terms of the data, they were buying here. Well, that's how it works. So that's one of the reasons I'm trying to avoid the situation I'm chasing the prices, right? You got it here. Now, S&P, want to see lower, going from here at the mid of that range. Probably I'm going, if seen, I'm going to do something. Holding euro dollar short, watching euro JPY. In case we are not gonna go below, I might try to cut euro JPY. some things are gonna depend on what is here. Because I'm already exposed to the market, to the risk of waiting and wanna see if we can get this retest of this high wave high, or maybe even a little bit higher towards the next supply, based on when we are talking about the Aussie, right? I've been talking about my expectations in regards to the Aussie yesterday, right? So that's how I see the things, guys. Everything been done based on the plan. The stops are in place. Well, now market will decide and will tell me if I'm wrong or correct. Well, I might work with the market. So that's why I'm always telling you guys, do your own research, do paper trading, because after our meeting, you don't know what I'm gonna to do. So learn, right? Listen to me. We are here not only because I'm telling something, but also I'm trying to learn something from you guys, but you are so silent. Only MHB, from time to time, a few other guys. Guys, we need to talk to each other, all right? So, that being said, it was my pleasure again. That was busy Wednesday. If something more interesting things going to happen, I might decide to do something similar I did yesterday with summary of the day. Don't know yet, so you have to subscribe to the channel. Don't know yet what's going to happen tomorrow, but of course Friday, it's a non-farm payrolls day. So stay tuned, guys. It was my pleasure to be with you again. Have a great rest of the US session. Don't be trapped. See you around. Goodbye.